There is nothing more amazing and rewarding than building a family. That's been the focus of my law practice for more than 30 years. I am always filled with joy when a family becomes a family. Oddly enough, my legal career had a rocky start that had to do with my own family building. I was dressed for success after graduating from law school, passing the Georgia bar exam, and landing a job in a respected Atlanta firm. But soon I became pregnant and my request for unpaid maternity leave was denied. That was my aha moment. This job was not worth sacrificing my first few months with my baby. I became a mediator and a child advocacy lobbyist. Through child advocacy work, I connected with a lawyer friend who asked me to help with some of her adoption cases. I experienced the responsibility of talking with birth mothers about adoption plans, surrenders of rights, and for anonymity, transporting babies to the adopting parent's home. So I formed a law firm dedicated to family building, beginning with adoption. In vitro fertilization greatly expanded the possibilities. Technology has allowed us to offer our clients new reasons for hope. And this led us to open our affiliated agency, Southern Surrogacy. Also, in the 1990s, we added LGBT family building services. One of my most satisfying milestones came in finalizing the very first second parent adoption in Georgia in 1998.
While I was in law school doing lots of reading on traditional law topics, I decided I needed to focus on an area that inspired me, one in which I could actually work directly with people. I have two cousins who were adopted from Colombia, South America, so adoption was on my radar screen from a young age, and I always wanted to work with children. I decided after my first year of law school to focus on adoption law, but there were not very many classes that even mentioned adoption. So I worked for the family law professor who allowed me to research some adoption-related topics, including parental fitness and the Indian Child Welfare Act. I also searched out what is now called the American Academy of Adoption and Assisted Reproduction Attorneys. I requested to attend their meeting in Washington, D.C. as a law student, and I believe I was the first student to make such a request. When I attended that meeting in the fall of 2005, I met Ruth Claiborne. She saw me in the lobby and struck up a conversation. I also discovered that many adoption attorneys also cover the area of assisted reproductive technologies, or ART law, so I started learning about that area as well. I stayed in touch with Ruth through the rest of my law school career, and when it came time to look for a job, I landed the associate position with her firm. In 2012, after I got married, I decided to move back to North Carolina, where I'm from, and in 2013, I opened our Charlotte office and became the executive director of Southern Surrogacy.
So when I graduated from law school many years ago, I stepped into a corporate transactional law practice. After having 3 amazing children of my own, I started searching for a way that I could use my legal skills and training to help children and help families. And when I found a public interest law firm, Atlanta Volunteer Lawyers Foundation, I was able to dig into children's legal issues, and I represented foster children. And Ruth Claiborne called me one day and said, "I want you to come work with me." And I knew Ruth from the community, but I didn't know so much about what she was doing. And she told me, "I know you want to help people, to serve families." And so I joined Ruth and joined this law firm with Amy and brought Lynn along.
So I started out my career as a social worker at the Department of Family and Children's Services. My job there was really to work with families and to make sure that children that I worked with were safe. And then from there, I went to law school because I thought that I could serve families more if I represented the children through the court system as their child attorney. And so I did that for about 14 years. And so I started mediating. So I've been mediating juvenile court matters since 2002. I still do that now, and I mediate all over the state. And about 5 years ago, I started working here at our firm doing adoption and assisted reproduction. Also, having gone through infertility myself, being able to help families on the assisted reproduction side is just personally meaningful since I walked in their shoes. And so to be able to understand the roller coaster of infertility personally and understand the emotional toll, the financial toll, the physical toll, and to help other couples through that is amazing. And to be able to, I always say, help create families versus separating families is pretty meaningful.
I also sometimes represent the expectant mothers who are considering placing their babies for adoption, making sure they understand the legal aspects and helping to make sure they receive counseling and other resources during the often emotionally and clearly life-changing process. I love helping people problem solve and find innovative solutions to building their families. Seeing my clients with their children reminds me how important and personal our work is, and as a mother of 3, it makes me smile every time.
When I meet with clients who want a family, who want children, I'm able to talk to them about the different options that they have. And they have so many questions, and I feel really privileged to have the information and expertise to offer to them so that they can build the family that they want.
It is incredibly gratifying to help people become parents who thought they would never be allowed to adopt and never able to procreate. I've been practicing law for over 40 years now. For certain, I would not still be doing this but for the constant fulfillment I find working as a team with my awesome partners for the benefit of our clients. I always expected to like being a lawyer, but I could never in my wildest dreams imagine where this would take me. I could also never have imagined the deep satisfaction that comes from helping make parenthood possible. We've been building and securing families
for over 30 years.